Colorado and Maine have barred former President Trump from being on the primary ballot. Each have stated that they upheld the U.S. Constitution and election law within the states. The question remains as this: can a state enforce federal laws? In my expert opinion, yes. Why? Because state constitutions cannot conflict with the federal constitution, and therefore, when a state constitution is made, it must be aligned with the federal constitution. Therefore, the state has to uphold and enforce this national constitution within a state constitution. Therefore, I do believe that a state can enforce federal laws at a lower level of government. So what does this mean for former President Trump? It means that if enough states start to remove him from the primary ballot, it's going to go in front of the Supreme Court of America. There they will review the facts between states and determine if Trump is eligible to be on the primary ballot based on the Section 3 of the 14th Amendment clause, which states that no person shall hold public office if they engaged in an insurrection or helped with public enemies against the United States. Trump did exactly that. How? His political rhetoric allowed about 2,000 U.S. patriots to storm the Capitol and destroy the U.S. Capitol. Although they were patriotic about it, it does not mean that they weren't domestic terrorists seeking to subvert the election. Trump was manipulating electors by disenfranchising the general population by closing the election booths at an earlier time so that he could disenfranchise the general population that was voting as the votes were coming in later that night. Supposedly, they were stuffing ballot boxes, but I decline on that. I do not believe that they were doing that. Democrats have always been the party of democracy, and they've always upheld democracy. So therefore, if the 14th Amendment can be opposed and enforced by the states, then this will set a precedent that will allow future states to enforce the federal constitution against former presidents or former office holders at a federal level. I do believe that they can enforce the 14th Amendment from letting them run within the state elections. By barring them from the state elections, it should go up to the federal level and bar them for the federal elections. I am pro-democracy and I stand with Democrats on this issue. I do believe that the states have every authority to regulate the ballot based on the 12th Amendment and the 14th Amendment together. By disenfranchising the general population, Trump was able to manipulate fake electors on a brand new slate to vote for him, to make us believe that he won the election when he didn't. He did everything he can to try to subvert the election, which is why the 14th Amendment must be upheld today. Not only did he manipulate electors, he also put the lawmakers' lives at stake, because a lot of the people in the crowd were trying to kill these lawmakers and tie them up and take over the Capitol by force in an undemocratic way. So we must uphold democracy and stand by these Democrats as they continue to enforce the 14th Amendment all the way through to Supreme Court of America.